Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So let me quickly show you the problem statement that we are going to discuss today. So it's from greedy approach, as we were discussing, largest number possible. So this is also a very nice question. Actually, problems of greedy I personally like it. Actually mostly is based on how you are thinking and trying to approach the problem. Mostly it's mathematics involved and logical, means you do not need to have a good grip over any particular data structure. This is the reason you should practice them. Okay, coming to the question, I'll just check if I'm live. Yes, I am. Okay. Given two numbers n and s, find the largest number that can be formed with n digits and whose sum of digits should be equal to s. So let me explain you the problem statement. So what you're given here is that there is a number which should be n digits, right? And the sum of those digits should be equal to this given s. Let me take it on blackboard and tell you. For example, your n is how much? It's 2, right? And sum is 9. That means you have to start forming a digit in such a way that the total sum is equal to 9 and maximum digits can be 2. But that should be the largest possible number. You can have whatever numbers, no matter, it should be the largest. So in order to have any number, the largest one, our approach would be, we'll start this digit to be with the greatest one, and that will be 9. Now if I start it with 9, what is the sum I'm left with, so that I can insert here. Now the sum that I can have for all the digits should be equal to 9, correct? Right, I have already inserted 9 at this place, so I am left with only 0. So now the only possible option for me is 0, and this is for sure that this is going to be the largest number, because I started it in such a way that this place is already occupied with the largest possible digit, which is 9. So I got this number 90. Now let's take the second test case. For example, what you are given here is n is 3 and your s is equal to 20. So you have to form a number with 3 digits. Again, we have to make it largest. So my approach will be that I'll insert this place with the largest number, which is 9, correct? Now 20 minus 9, that is 11, right? So but I cannot insert 11 here, so another maximum possible digit for me is 9, so I'll insert 9, right? Now from 11, already I have chosen 9. The sum that I'm left with is 2, correct? 2 is the sum that I'm left with. So this place can be filled with only 2 and no other digit, such that if you see 9 plus 9, 18 plus 2, 20. So the total sum is also 20 and the number of digits is also 3 and the number is also the largest one. Now for example, if I say n is equal to 2 and your sum is also equal to 2, right? In this case, if I insert this number, this digit with 9, you will see that already it is exceeding sum. I cannot take it. So you have to also make sure if the required sum itself, if this is a sum, right? If I take it to be the largest possible number, what could it be? It will be 9 and 9. And the sum of such a number would be 18. So you will check how many digits I wanted to create. 2. 9 into 2. If this sum exceeds the sum that you are supposed to have, in that case you are going to insert this number itself, right? I'll insert and the rest of them will be, now the sum is 2 minus 2, that is 0. So you will insert it with 2, right? So this is the case that you have to handle. So what is this case? If your sum, in this case, since your sum was less than 8, so what you are trying to do, you are trying to achieve it that place should be inserted with the required sum that I am left with, and then the same procedure that you were doing, sum minus that number that you have already taken, right? This is not something different. Another thing is, for example, let me check a good test case. I want to take a test case in which, for example, you are not able to create a number with the required sum. What could be that case? For example, your sum is, your sum is 20 and n is 2, right? So I start this digit with 9, okay? So now I am left with 20 minus 9, 11, right? I cannot insert 11, but I can take the maximum possible digit, which is 9. Now my sum left is still, there is some remaining sum which is equal to 2, correct? Fine. And my number is over because the maximum digits could be 2. That means I will not be able to form a number with two digits having the sum of 20. In such a case, you return -1. So what cases can return you -1? Whenever you end up forming the largest number with those number of digits, and the largest possible number with n number of digits will be when I have 9 at all the places, right? So you can check, put a condition if 9 into n, right? This is less than the sum you needed, right? If this is still less than, that means you will never be able to form that number. So in that case, you return -1. Cool. And yeah, so this is about this question. Let's now move to the code and do it. And what there will be a case, there will be few test cases which will fail, and why they will fail I'll tell you while we are coding. So we will handle them separately. Let's see. Okay, I hope this much is clear to you all. Let me see if you guys have any doubts. You can write in the chat. I am now moving to the code part. So let me start it in this way. So let me take a string which I will return, right? An empty string. Fine. Font size, I will make the little bigger. It's way too big, but that's okay. Okay. 1 second. It's a little big. Let me just make it a little smaller. Fine. Okay, that case that I told you will beforehand handle it, which is if your 9 times of that digits is still less than the required sum, you are going to return -1. And -1 should be of type string, so we are going to return it in the same type. Fine. Other cases, see, if you'll see the test cases in which your required sum is 0. So either you can do one thing, you can simply return a string having only 0, but 0, 0, 0 is not a number, it's not a valid number. So for that case also you will return -1. If s is 0 and also your n is greater than 1, because if n is also 0, then 0 is valid. But if it is greater than, means if n is also equal to 1 and your required sum is also 0, 0, so you will return the string with 0. But in the case when n is 2, that means 2 digits, any 2-digit number or 3-digit number having 0 zeros is invalid number, so return -1. Then for int, I is less than and I plus. Okay, if same thing that we discussed, if your s is greater than equal to 9, your answer will be incremented with this. You will append this 9 and your sum will become equal to, correct? Else answer integer converted to whatever I discussed. S will become 0 and return answer, right? This is your code. So you're going to do this one. So that is all about this question, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Else we are done. Fine. So that is all about today. I think there's a little bad network. We will end the class here.